Have you ever heard of a company that once powered stadium concerts, filled music stores across America, challenged industry giants, and became one of the most respected names in music equipment, only to slowly fade from the spotlight while the world barely noticed? That company was Peavey for decades. If you walked into a music shop in America, there was a good chance you would see a Peavey amplifier sitting in the corner, maybe a Peavey guitar hanging on the wall, or a Peavey speaker system waiting to blast sound across an arena. At one point, the company was producing millions of products, employing thousands of workers, and exporting gear around the world. But things did not stay that way. Today, many younger musicians barely know the name, while older players remember it with a mixture of nostalgia and respect. So what happened? How did a small Mississippi startup become one of the biggest names in music equipment, and why did it lose the position it spent decades building? This is the story of Peavey, the rise and fall of an American music giant. Our story begins in the small town of Meridian, Mississippi, far away from the bright lights of Los Angeles and New York. Back in the 1950s, a young man named Hartley Peavey was obsessed with music and electronics. He loved guitars, he loved sound, and he loved figuring out how things worked. There was just one problem. Good music equipment was expensive. Many young musicians simply could not afford the amplifiers and gear sold by the biggest companies. Instead of accepting that reality, Hartley decided to do something about it. As a teenager, he began building equipment himself, experimenting with circuits and components, trying to create products that sounded good without costing a fortune. It was not glamorous work. There were no giant factories, no famous investors, and no guarantees of success. Just a determined young entrepreneur working on a dream. In 1965, he officially founded Peavey Electronics. At first, the company was tiny. Hartley was designing products, assembling equipment, and doing whatever was necessary to keep the business alive. But he had a vision that would eventually separate Peavey from almost every competitor. He believed quality music equipment should be affordable for ordinary musicians. That idea sounds simple today, but at the time it was revolutionary. Many manufacturers focused on premium products for professionals. Hartley wanted to serve everyone: weekend musicians, students, local bands, churches, schools, and working performers. That decision would become the foundation of Peavey's success. As the years passed, Peavey started growing. Musicians discovered they could buy reliable equipment without emptying their wallets. Word spread, sales increased, and the company began expanding rapidly. What happened next was remarkable. While many competitors outsourced manufacturing or relied on outside suppliers, Peavey invested heavily in producing products internally. The company built factories, developed new technologies, and controlled much of its manufacturing process. This allowed Peavey to keep prices competitive while maintaining consistent quality. By the 1970s, the company was becoming a major force in the music industry. Its amplifiers were everywhere, its speaker systems were gaining popularity, and musicians across America were taking notice. Then came the 1980s. This was where everything changed. The company exploded. Peavey was no longer a regional manufacturer. It had become a global powerhouse. Its products were sold around the world, its workforce grew into the thousands, and its factories covered millions of square feet. At its peak, Peavey was reportedly one of the largest manufacturers of musical instruments and audio equipment in the world. Think about that for a moment. A company that started in Mississippi was now competing against some of the biggest names in music technology, and it was winning. One reason for this success was innovation. Peavey never wanted to be known only as a budget brand. The company invested heavily in research and development. It introduced new amplifier technologies, advanced speaker systems, digital audio products, and even guitar innovations. Hartley Peavey believed that technology could help musicians achieve more, so the company kept pushing forward. Many musicians who could not afford premium equipment from other brands found Peavey to be the perfect solution: reliable, affordable, and available almost everywhere. For countless garage bands, church musicians, and touring performers, Peavey became their first serious piece of gear, and there was something special about that. When a company helps people begin their musical journey, it creates loyalty that can last a lifetime. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Peavey seemed unstoppable. The company expanded into guitars, professional audio systems, recording equipment, microphones, and more. Its influence reached concert venues, schools, houses of worship, and recording studios. Everything looked perfect, but beneath the surface, challenges were beginning to emerge. The music industry was changing. Technology was evolving, and competition was becoming more intense than ever. At first, the warning signs were easy to ignore. After all, Peavey was still huge. Sales remained strong. The brand remained respected, and customers continued buying products. But things did not stay that way. As globalization accelerated, manufacturing began shifting overseas. Competitors found ways to produce equipment at lower costs. New companies entered the market, and digital technology transformed how music was created and performed. Suddenly, the industry looked very different. Brands that once dominated could no longer rely on past success. Peavey faced a difficult challenge. How do you remain competitive when the entire market changes around you? This question became increasingly important during the late 1990s and early 2000s. While Peavey continued releasing products, the market became crowded. Consumers had more choices than ever before. Foreign manufacturers offered aggressive pricing. Premium brands targeted professionals, and newer companies embraced emerging technologies. The pressure was mounting. Then came one of the most controversial periods in the company's history. For years, Peavey had proudly promoted American manufacturing. It was a key part of the company's identity. Many customers loved the fact that Peavey products were built in the United States, but economic realities were becoming impossible to ignore. Maintaining large-scale domestic manufacturing was expensive. Competition from overseas producers continued increasing, and profit margins became more difficult to protect. Eventually, Peavey began moving portions of production overseas. For some customers, this felt like a betrayal. For others, it seemed inevitable. Either way, the decision sparked debate. Supporters argued the company needed to adapt in order to survive. Critics claimed Peavey was abandoning one of its defining principles. It was a complicated situation, and there were no easy answers. What happened next was shocking for many employees and longtime fans. Factory closures began making headlines. Jobs disappeared. Facilities that once represented American manufacturing success faced uncertain futures. The company that had spent decades expanding was now shrinking. This was not the image people associated with Peavey. For years, it had symbolized growth and opportunity. Now it was fighting to remain competitive. The emotional impact was significant. Many workers had spent entire careers with the company. Communities that depended on Peavey facilities felt the effects, and loyal customers wondered what the future would hold. For a moment, it seemed possible that Peavey might become another famous American brand, remembered only through old photographs and vintage equipment. But the story was not over, not even close. Hartley Peavey and his team refused to give up. The company began focusing on adaptation. Instead of trying to compete exactly as it had before, Peavey looked for new opportunities. It expanded certain product categories, invested in professional audio technology, and continued serving markets where its reputation remained strong. This was not the dramatic comeback of a Hollywood movie. There were no overnight miracles, no sudden return to industry dominance, but there was resilience. And sometimes resilience matters more than headlines. Peavey continued releasing products, continued supporting musicians, and continued operating despite enormous challenges. Many companies disappear completely when faced with similar pressures. Peavey did not. That alone is impressive. Then another major turning point arrived. The rise of online retail and digital marketing changed how musicians bought equipment. Traditional music stores faced pressure. Consumer behavior evolved, and brand loyalty became harder to maintain. Younger musicians discovered products through social media, online reviews, and video platforms. The world that helped build Peavey no longer existed. Companies now had to fight for attention in entirely new ways. Some adapted quickly. Others struggled. Peavey found itself balancing its heritage with the need to remain relevant. And that balance was not always easy. There was another challenge too: brand perception. For many older musicians, Peavey represented reliability and value. But younger generations often viewed the company differently. Some saw it as an old brand from another era. Others simply were not familiar with it. This created a difficult marketing problem. How do you convince new customers to care about a company their parents remember? That question continues to shape the company's journey today. Yet, despite everything, Peavey still has strengths many competitors would envy. Its history is respected, its products remain widely used, and its influence on the music industry is undeniable. Countless musicians learned their craft through Peavey equipment. Thousands of venues relied on Peavey sound systems, and millions of people have heard music amplified through products carrying the Peavey name. That legacy cannot be erased. Today, Peavey is no longer the giant it once was. It does not dominate industry conversations the way it did during its peak years. Its factories are smaller, its market position is different, and the music equipment landscape has changed dramatically. But the company still exists. It still designs products, it still serves musicians, and it still carries the vision that Hartley Peavey started decades ago. In some ways, that may be the most remarkable part of the story. Many famous companies rise quickly and disappear completely. Peavey experienced growth, decline, controversy, restructuring, and reinvention. Yet it survived. And survival in a constantly changing industry is not something to dismiss. When people talk about American manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and innovation, Peavey deserves a place in the conversation, not because everything went perfectly, far from it. The company made difficult decisions, faced criticism, encountered setbacks, and lost ground it once seemed certain to keep. But its journey reflects something larger: the challenge of adapting when the world changes faster than expected, the challenge of balancing tradition with innovation, and the challenge of protecting a legacy while building a future. So was Peavey a success story or a cautionary tale? Maybe it was both. Perhaps the rise and fall of Peavey reminds us that success is never permanent. Even industry leaders must evolve. Even giants can stumble. And even companies that seem unstoppable can find themselves fighting for relevance. Yet, it also reminds us that persistence matters, because sometimes the real measure of a company is not how high it climbs, but whether it keeps moving forward after the fall. And that brings us back to the question we started with. How did a small company from Mississippi conquer the music world? The answer is vision, innovation, hard work, and a willingness to take risks. And why did it fall from its peak? Because industries change, competition evolves, and success never stands still. The story of Peavey is not just about amplifiers and speakers. It is about ambition, adaptation, and the unpredictable nature of business itself. But what do you think? Was Peavey's decline unavoidable? Or could the company have remained an industry giant if it had made different decisions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.